Hey, it's Abby from Homeschool with Moxie. I thought I'd give you a flip through and a look inside of Fix It Grammar from IEW. We used many different grammar resources throughout our years of homeschooling since we started in 2008. And while I loved the approaches of a lot of them, they just didn't work for my kids. My kids wouldn't remember, they couldn't keep it straight. They couldn't recall later on what they learned. And it just took too much time also. And then once we started trying Fix It Grammar, my kids literally said to me, Mom, this is the first time I really understand it and I can remember it from week to week of, nouns and verbs and adjectives and all the things I need to know about this sentence. So I want to show you inside Fix It Grammar, the student book and the teacher book. Now, this picture shows level 1, which is, we did a full review of this on the site, which you can find at 4onemore.com. But my flip through is going to be actually level 2 because that's what I have right now in front of me. And this is the 4th edition. So don't worry, the covers are different. The insides have different content, but the format is exactly the same in every level. And the great thing is, your kids can work on this independently, and I'll show you why. Because you have a student book and then you have a teacher book, and the student book only takes a few minutes each day because your kids will be working on one sentence each day. But here's the teacher book, for example, so you can see the layout. It does explain kind of how the whole thing is laid out, shows you where each of the different parts of speech are covered, and then 30 weeks of lessons. Here's the teacher book where it shows you answers. It gives you in that gray column kind of the main important points. It coaches you through what to say and the correct answers your students should be giving, and it gives you all the answers to their daily work. So once you see the student book, you'll understand why this teacher book is so wonderful. It doesn't give you extra stuff that you don't need either. Like some teacher manuals that are made for a classroom gives you too much stuff. This is not one of those teacher manuals. It's very easy to use and user-friendly. So this is just a little peek into the teacher manual. It gives you the scripted out lesson to kind of teach them once a week. And then the rest of the week, your child works pretty much independently. So as you can see, here the sentences get really complicated by the end, but you'd be amazed because your kids are just getting better week by week. They're actually able to label entire sentences like that by the end of this book. And this is only level 2. My 5th grader's working on it this year. So there's a whole glossary in the back in case you need a little refresher or need to look something up. So here's what the student book looks like. And you can see it's a well-loved and well-used student book with all the doodles. But basically, every week, your student has where every day your student has one sentence to work on. And they have a list of what they need to mark in there. It starts out really simply with just the few things that they know. It gives them confidence. And then they write the sentence down below with all the things corrected. And then at the end of every week, or I should say the beginning of every week, there's like a little teaching page where you can talk through it with them. And like I said, the teacher book has a few extra resources about it if you need it. And it gives them the new instruction. You just talk through it with them. And then that next day, they work through the new concepts. As you can see, I mean, the sentence get way more complicated in all the things they need to find. But I'm amazed that, even my 5th grader, she started Fix It Grammar a couple years ago. And even, as a young elementary student, she was able to work on this independently and gain confidence and do really well. Because it's only one little sentence every day. It's really doable. It's not overwhelming. And that's how it works. They have a list at the top of all the things they need to mark, and then they mark it in their sentence. Here's a few more peeks at it so you can see how the instruction page looks. They'll detail out very simply what you need to teach for that week. Here's another example of the things that your student needs to mark in the sentence. And if this is from the teacher book because you can see how the answers are there. So it's really easy actually for your student to self-grade, and that's what we do. Get that immediate feedback, help them learn how to look at the teacher manual and grade their own work. And that will actually help them much more than if you just cross out their mistakes and fix it for them. That's actually a really key component, I think, to using this material really effectively is have them self-grade their own work right after they do it. Here's an example of the teacher book again, where it gives you a little more explanation in case you don't know why something is the way it is or in case you need to help your student. The teacher book is really helpful without being overwhelming. Here's another close-up of just a simple section, a simple sentence near the beginning of this curriculum where there's just, one article, 5 nouns, 2 adjectives, a capital, and an end mark. I mean, that's really simple. And it does start like that. Before they start, teaching every week, they're gaining a few more things they have to find. But because they get really good at the things that they're supposed to know, and there's repetition and continually having to recall and understand it, they're able to do, a huge list of things within a couple weeks. You'll be really surprised at how good your kids get with their grammar. And so here's just another example of look at how that list just really got way bigger, but it wasn't that much harder because your child will grow with it and it's just a little bit more every week and they're able to keep up with it. And the best thing is if you go to my custom page over at IEW, which you can find, well, you can actually find it 2 ways. You can go to IEW.com/41more, or you can do 41more.com/IEW. It'll both get you there and you'll be able to see my custom page. And what I love about IEW is that they give people free trials of their products. Let me show you what I mean. You can actually download IEW's Fix It Grammar and try it out first before you purchase. So I really love that you can do that with any of their levels. So you can also see which level your child would be on. So if you head on over to my page at 41more.com/IEW and scroll down, you'll be able to see where you can grab your free Fix It Grammar lessons to give them a try. IEW has other freebies you can try as well, so double check what they have over there. And then, of course, check out our full review on our blog at 41more.com, and you can search in the search bar for Fix It Grammar, and you'll find our full review of this awesome product. So the bottom line is, if you've been looking for an effective way to teach your kids grammar that isn't going to drive you all crazy, you'll love Fix It Grammar from IEW. Check it out.